Are we in Paris? No, we're not. Nous sommes à Montreal. So many hidden things that I love coming across in beautiful Montreal.
A visit to the sensational city of Montreal is always a favorite.
What a beautiful summer day in Montreal. Oh my God.
Montreal ranks as one of the most livable cities in the world. Clean, friendly, and refreshingly cosmopolitan.
Montreal's got a real authenticity and diversity about it that I just love.
Just walk, and I guarantee you will fall in love with this city.
Such a lovely day. Oh my gosh, it's so nice out, guys. In Montreal, it's just so lovely out. Look at this, look at all the people.
It's a lovely day in a lovely neighborhood. Just excited about everything that the city has to offer. It's quite charming. And you'll notice one of the strengths of this town, there's just a lot of pedestrian-friendly streets.
Montreal's human scale turns the city into an all-hours party. Abundant public space becomes an extension of your own front step or terrace. People really do stay in public space for longer than is necessary, not because they have to, but because they're enjoying themselves.
The city is made up of just what I would call ordinary, discrete people spaces that are very human scale, very local, and it's all very people-oriented, and that's what makes this place just so livable.
There's like a bunch of people sitting out here by a fountain with little umbrellas.
Philippe Square, le Square de Philippe, and this is what I meant by, I feel like in Montréal, il y a beaucoup de parcs cachés. There's a lot of like hidden parks with fountains.
Feels like you're another country inside of another country.
Like it brings greenery in the city, which I didn't feel was the case at Toronto.
In 2006, Montreal earned the title of UNESCO City of Design. The city's commitment to design is evident in its public spaces.
It's something that you will discover when you walk on the streets.
Oh my gosh, we're walking through this beautiful park. I don't even know what this is, but it's so pretty. Oh my God, Montreal's so freaking pretty.
One thing that did catch my attention was just how well the entire city of Montreal was integrated.
The way that this city has been developed, it's a healthy city. It's a healthy city to live in. I think that's some major accomplishments.
Now, I've been around, and I've seen cities all over the globe. And to me, Montreal seems to be the land of opportunity when it comes to underused spaces just waiting to become something useful and meaningful to the people of the city.
This is like floating object. I mean, what? How cool is that? And is this just a park? And there happens to be some kind of weird sculpture that's lit up above them. What?
In 2014, this site was a gas station. By 2015, it was shut down. And then by 2017, it was a vacant lot owned by the borough government with the intention of turning it into a park. Over a few iterations and experiments, it turned into what we see today, a cool little water park with seating and landscaping that's very well appreciated during heat waves. It was also designed with a hidden superpower, collecting and managing up to 30 centimeters of rain during storms, following the model of a water square.
This is the Fleurs-de-Macadam Square in the Plateau Borough. It was based on a concept called Water Square that was developed in Rotterdam. 99% of the time the place will be for citizens, but 1% of the time it will be flooded by rainwater in order to protect the area from flooding.
Ooh, wow, that's so fun.
That was like great.
Oh, there's a rainbow.
The city hopes parks like this will help turn Montreal into a sponge city, as it looks to mitigate the effects of ever more frequent extreme weather.
With climate change, we are seeing those heavy rains more and more. It's not going to stop. No, it's only going to increase. So parks like this are really good because they catch the rainwater and they store it. So it gives a chance to the sewers to release the pressure.
Experts say investments in stormwater infrastructure like this are needed in cities across Canada.
I think it's the most amazing idea ever. We would need the whole city to be a sponge.
Behind these sponge parks is the use of phytotechnology, in which plants and soil absorb and filter rainwater.
And over time, the roots get bigger and the insects multiply in the earth, and it has been noted that there is often an increase in filtration performance as time goes on.
Those parks really work with every other measures that we're putting in the city.
Retention basins and larger sewer pipes to deal with the growing volumes of rain are being installed when possible.
In some areas, we're building sewer bigger and bigger, or we're building green infrastructure.
There are too many examples to even try to start naming them all, but Montreal has made heavy use of curb extensions.
That is the most common thing that you see. If you counted the number of projects, it's not bike lanes, it is curb extension projects. There are so many roads where they've extended the curb out Oh, we're in Montreal and we got something exciting to show you. You know, here at Street Village, we're huge fans of daylighting and bioswales.
As part of my study tour of infrastructure in Montreal, I came across something here. Infrastructure designed in a way to meet more than one objective. Right now at this intersection, you can see they're putting down brand new sidewalk. The sidewalk is extended into the street. It's a bulb out, making it safer for pedestrians to cross here.
Narrowing the road slows down drivers, making the presence of pedestrians even more visibly obvious to drivers.
But you'll also notice just how deep this bulb out is. And the reason that it's so deep is because what they're going to put down there is a bioretention. This is going to be a stormwater management system right here.
And just like we say all over Montreal, there's plenty of beautiful daylighting. Montreal's a bit famous for having beautiful daylight.
Yeah, they put a lot of attention and care into it. You see them going around and, watering them with big trucks as well. It just makes the city look so much nicer and feel nicer.
So when they get filled with plants, one day they'll grow up big and strong and look like this. Or this. How about this? Two sides. I see a new one and I'm like, oh, just one more photo. And that turns into about 100 on a trip.
So this is the kind of integrated planning, the kind of municipal infrastructure that I get really excited about seeing happening here in Montreal.
It's really a dynamic of everything that is underground and everything that is above ground. So the more parks we have like this and the more resilient the city will become.
This is Augier Square. A few years ago, it looked like this. Then it got a temporary street closure. Then construction started on a permanent plaza.
There was a huge drainage problem in the area. We took all the info from the public consultations and we were like, okay, now we got to figure out how we design this space to meet design objectives of the city, the technical aspect of water management.
In the spring, they're going to finish it off with benches and more greenery.
I think once it's finished and warm weather returns a little bit and people are allowed to occupy the space, it's probably going to become a community meeting space. I'm sure I'm going to come here next summer with my family and there's going to be like a neighborhood gathering. I'm sure of it.
This is another one of those projects that makes Montreal such a cool city to cover for urbanism.
So far, the city is looking to convert 25 other urban spaces into these sponge parks.
In Montreal, there's Park Pierre-Dansereau, there's Fleurs-de-Macadam, there's also a few more that have recently been completed, and there's dozens more coming.
Park Pierre-Dansereau. This is just one of several sponge parks.
This sponge park is unique because it was built in an old rail yard.
You can see these bioretention storage devices, which is a fancy word for saying basically a garden that just absorbs all the water.
The types of plants that were chosen for this park are able to withstand both drought and flooding conditions.
The park is kind of a basin, so I'm in the deepest part of the park right now, so obviously the water's going to flow down from up above or from the street.
The edge of the sidewalk dips right here, so if the street starts to flood because the sewers can't handle the rainfall, the water will end up pouring into the park.
So all the water is going to end up here, work its way into the city sewer system after first being absorbed into the ground. So fantastic system here, great little park.
I'm at Park Dickie-Moore, and this is one of the parks that the city of Montreal has built to help with water retention and prevent flooding in the area.
Built in 2022, Dickie-Moore Park in the Park Extension neighborhood is one of just 7 sponge parks across the city. It's also a local favorite for cooling off, especially with young kids during this summer's sweltering heat. There are water jets that allow us to go out every day with the children when the weather permits.
Every week we come here in the splash pad also, so this park really helps us to actually spend more time with the kids. Well, this park in particular is really interesting because there's a lot of open space plus des modules to play around in.
When it's sunny, it's a great day to use the playground, but when it's raining, the sponge park is actually doing its job.
For many residents, sponge parks are just as much about community as they are about floodproofing. I think the best investment the city could have made was really this park here.
And to activate the sprinklers, it's pretty simple. Just push on this button and all the water comes out.
Lachine's Brewster Park is the 4th urban redevelopment project that will soon turn into a sponge park.
Brewster Park will be remodeled into a catch basin that can hold up to 10,000 cubic meters of water.
Lachine City Councillor Vicky Grondin says the park will be able to hold the same amount of water as an Olympic pool.
We're gonna have a future playground here made of natural material instead of plastic. And here, if you turn just a little bit, we're gonna have a retention pond all over there.
It won't be just an infrastructure to collect water. As we're remaking the park, well, let's make it fun for the kids. So we're building a little bridge.
The park is gonna act like a huge natural air conditioning.
Catherine Hubbard says wet parks with aquatic plants also work like cooling islands within their neighborhoods.
We clearly hope that we will see more and more projects as this one.
These water squares is part of the solution.
There's a big dig happening in Pierre-Bédard Park in the city's Mersey-Hochelaga-Maisonneuve borough. The goal, to create the city's biggest so-called sponge park to absorb water from heavy rain.
The equivalent of 2 Olympic pools we will be able to retain here in terms of water.
It's being built because of the growing history of flooding in the area, say authorities. The project costs $16 million. The province is pitching in half of the required amount.
All right, it's August 14th, and the Park Pierre-Bédard is now open. And this is what it looks like up close. It's really nice. Yeah, cool.
Mayor Valérie Plante says 10 other sponge parks are already set up across the city.
And there's 30 that are coming up in different areas as well. We have planned also for 400 new sponge sidewalks.
We're here in the literal heart of Rosemont-La Petite Patrie, and we've been dreaming of this public space for so very long. In fact, it used to be a parking lot.
I'm so happy to be here today at Place Boyer. You can see the amazing results for yourself.
After years of trying to create something here, we've finally accomplished it. We really wanted to create the heart of a neighborhood that felt lively. Behind us is a magnificent mural by Marie-Claude Marquis, which adds so much to the space. It really is extraordinary. It's both a public square and a sponge park. With over 400 plants and more than a dozen trees, it's going to help cut down on the heat island effect and make this area so much more refreshing.
So if you go to Montreal, definitely save this square to just chill a bit and relax. I love this area. I would definitely come back.
Montreal's a cool place, man. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it really is.
I did a lot of walking around. And,
did you?
Yeah, they know how to just fucking chill up there. Every park had some little weird thing happening.
Look how nice this is.
Montreal is gorgeous. And there's a lot of like open space down here.
Very friendly, very inviting, very quaint, very relaxing. You see people sitting down without a care.
We like Montreal a lot. It's a very unique place. It's wonderful. And in fact, I came up here to poke fun at Canadians, but I really couldn't find a lot wrong with the place. It got me thinking, what can we learn from these strange people? Maybe they have some things figured out more than we think.
Cities around the globe can draw inspiration from Montreal and adopt these structures to create more sustainable urban environments prepared for climate challenges. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Just around you, 20 different things that you maybe didn't think about, but that will change everything. The park, the street, the sidewalk, the bike path, the back alley. We have to enrich the surrounding of people so they say, you know what, I want to live in the city.
At a press conference Tuesday, the City of Montreal shared its plan for making the city a more inclusive and greener space. As Mayor Valérie Plante presented a 2050 plan for urbanization and mobility, the city hopes to optimize land use and improve the vitality of neighborhoods while focusing on the people at the heart.
I live in Winnipeg, and every time I come to Montreal, I'm always amazed by the green space they have already. And I wish that Winnipeg had the same amount of green space. So the fact that they're planning on making it even greener, I think is fantastic.
People don't see their needs for public space. You know, you want to go through, you want to park, you're busy, and people think, hey, this guy's going to remove parking to do what? Public places? Who asked for public places? But once it's built, suddenly people realize, hey, I needed this all my life, I didn't know it. This is beauty. The beauty of things is not the tree, it's how much people the tree will bring in. And when it works, it's magic.
My place has been flooded 3 times in the last 3 years. But this year, during the intense storms, the new park dealt with it, and we didn't get flooded, so I have nothing but positive things to say about this new infrastructure.
I've met with great people working on great projects here in Montreal, urging the city to do more, to be better. They are truly an inspiration to urban citizens around the world.
Living here has been an exciting experience of seeing the city actively get better and learning that features we took for granted didn't even exist until surprisingly recently.
They're turning the city around. They're totally revitalizing an old infrastructure. You know, there's a train network going out to the West Island. They're rebuilding the Turcotte yards from the ground up. We got a new bridge, new Champlain Bridge. We're making significant strides in this city. So let's keep that positive. No pain, no gain.